Okay, well, this is Jonathan Dupree. I want to welcome you to the Mastermind. Put your dream to the test. And today we're going to be talking about the clarity question. Do I see clearly do I clearly see my dream? Now, the last week we talked about ownership, and then the week before it was an introduction to the 10 questions that we'll be covering. We're on question number 2, clarity. So we've got 8 more sessions after today. I want to tell you a couple of things before we get into the information today. And first, I want to let you know, if you look down on the lower left side of the screen, you'll see a thank you gift section. And there is a link in there that says, click here to download the workbook. If you have already done this, I didn't realize the workbook last week only had last week's session. So you want to click the link today and download the workbook. It is the entire workbook for the next 8 weeks. It's going to give you can go back and watch the replays of the last couple of webinars to fill in the blanks. You don't need to have it printed out for today, but it's a good thing to have. I'll leave the replay of this webinar up until Friday so you can go back and fill in the blanks after you print it out. But make sure to click that link so that you can download the Put Your Dream to the Test workbook, and that way you can have all your notes and thoughts and ideas as well in there. Also, there's a link below that to join my coaching community. There's no cost if you want to connect with like-minded individuals. Every Friday, I have a breakthrough coaching call you can participate in. There's no cost to participate in that. If you'd like the information, make sure to click that link and join the coaching community. There's also some cool goal-setting resources, and you can create an online vision board as well. So let's talk for a second about the clarity question. Before one more thing, I'm sorry. There's also a question box beneath the screen. So if you have a question during the webinar, or you have a thought that you want to share, something that I say, I want this to be interactive online. This is an online mastermind. So if I share a thought, or in some of the exercises that I talk about today, I will ask you to share your thoughts. I want you to type that in the question box, and that's going to be the way for you to respond, and I can see those, and then I will make sure to share what you're sharing with the group. Again, that's part of a mastermind, is that everybody engages and everybody participates and everybody shares. So when you think of clarity, Peter Marshall said, give to us clear vision that we may know where to stand and what to stand for. In the summer of 2007, Mike Hyatt and several other friends joined John Maxwell in Ireland for golf. And Mike was in the publishing business with a company called Thomas Nelson. Maybe you've heard of them. They publish lots of books. Also one of the largest Bible publishers in the country. But at this time, they were failing miserably. Their business was down. His division was the least profitable of 14 divisions in the company. Their revenue growth for the division had been flat for 3 years. His division was the least efficient user of working capital at Thomas Nelson. Everyone in the division was exhausted, and his boss quit. And they came to Mike and they asked Mike to take over. And Mike decided to take over. And when he did, he said, what you need is a vision that is so big, and it's so that it's compelling, not only for the team members, for other people in the organization, but for you too. Because if it's not compelling, you won't have the motivation to stay the course, and you won't be able to recruit others to help you. Both vision and strategy are important, but there is a priority to them, and vision always comes first. Always. If you have a clear, compelling vision, you will eventually attract the right strategy. If you don't have a clear, compelling vision, then no strategy is going to save you. So if you don't have a clear vision, understand no strategy will save you at all. And I've seen this happen with lots of people in their businesses time over time over time, where they do all this activity. They're driving towards somewhere that they kind of think they're going, but they really don't know because it's really not clear. And they struggle. They tried strategy after strategy after strategy after strategy. And then they fail. So Mike gets this clear picture of what he wants. He goes on a retreat. And when he's on the retreat, he comes up with a vision statement. And his vision statement he created was Nelson Books is the world's largest, most respected provider of inspirational books. Now, I'll stop for a second right now. Do you have a written down vision statement? Do you have a written down mission statement? You know, my mission statement is to master my life, my relationships, and my career to such a degree that I can't help but to empower others and attract those who seek the same. Do you have for yourself a written down vision statement, a written down mission statement of where you're going? So then he breaks it down and he comes up with 10 steps. And the first is we have 10 franchise authors whose new books sell at least 100,000 copies in the first 12 months. Then his next one is we have 10 emerging authors whose new books sell at least 50,000 copies in the first 12 months. His third one is we are publishing 60 new titles a year. His fourth one is authors are soliciting other authors on our behalf because they're so excited to be working with us. His fifth one says the top agents routinely bring us their best authors and proposals because of our reputation for success. We place at least 4 books a year on the New York Times bestseller. We consistently have more books on the Christian bestsellers list than our competitors. We consistently exceed our budget and revenue and margin contribution. Our employees consistently max out their bonus plans. We're the fastest growing, most profitable division in our company. So he had this picture of the future, and it was extremely specific, very, very, very specific. See, the question today is your dream in focus? Do you clearly see where you're headed to? Do you know where you're going? Is your dream compelling enough? Is it big enough? Not just for others, but for you. Do you want to accomplish something specific? Do you know what you're striving for? If you want to accomplish a dream, you'll only be able to do so when you see it clearly, and you have to define it before you can pursue it. And most people don't do that. Most people are pursuing it and they haven't defined it yet. And that's why they stay frustrated and why they get discouraged and why they move from thing to thing to thing to thing, or company to company to company to company. And they're always blaming other people and other circumstances and other situations. And if it would have just been, they would have just done their job. If this person would have just done what they were supposed to do, if the market would have been better, if this company would have done what they said they were going to do. At the end of the day, it's because you didn't have anything clearly defined. You really didn't know what you wanted. I want to have a big business. That's not specific. If you go back to the guy from Nelson Publisher, he was extremely specific. And if you fast forward the things that he wanted to accomplish, he did all of those things. And they're one of the most successful divisions in the company and one of the most successful publishing companies in the business. So I want you to stop for a second. And here's where I'd love for you to interact and share and type in the question box there beneath your screen. But I want you to stop for a second. What is your goal? I want you to really get specific. What's your big goal? What do you really want to accomplish? And I want you to make it as specific as you can. Stop for a second and write that down. What do you want to accomplish? What is your goal? And then here's the second thing I want you to answer. When will it be achieved? When's the target date to achieve it? And then the third question is, how will you know you've achieved it? Now, I want you to describe your goal in a sentence or two with a specific time scale. So, for example, by December 31st, let's just say you're in real estate. By December 31st, 2016, I have closed 100 transactions at the average sales price of $250,000, earning a income of $350,000, whatever that number is. I just want you to be specific. Doesn't have to be a business goal. It could be a personal. This isn't your big dream right here. I just want you to start working at becoming specific. What's your goal? It could be a 90-day goal. It could be a goal for the next year. It could be a 3-year goal. So again, what is your goal? When will it be achieved by? How will you know you've achieved it? Describe it in a sentence or two with a specific time scale. I want you to do that right now. And then I'd love for a few of you to share that. It just simply type what you come up with in the question box. I'm going to give you a few seconds to work on that. So someone just shared their goals to earn $400,000 in gross commission income by December 31st, 2016. That's a fantastic goal. Now, how will you know that you're achieving it? Obviously, you'll know because you've earned $400,000. But what I want you to do is take that and break it down, chunk it down. What do you need to do monthly? What do you need to do quarterly to make sure you're on target so that you can course correct and make the necessary changes so that by December 31st, that you hit that goal, you hit that target amount, and that's 40 transactions this year. That's awesome. I think that's a fantastic goal. So I want you to then break it down, chunk it down weekly, monthly, quarterly, so that the goal becomes achievable. It becomes realistic, and you also can track and measure it. What gets measured gets improved. And they're already breaking it down for me. That's awesome. You know it. You've got it. Fantastic. I'd love to see the other, those of you that are on the call, what your goal is, what you've written down. So just in the question box, write down your specific goal statement, and I will see them and I'll read them throughout the call as they're coming in. So when you think about gaining clarity to your goal, you have an idea and you have this feeling. And when you bring in everything to the picture, they all just disappeared. Feeling, sensing, seeing, hearing, you're constantly thinking about that goal. That allows you to gain true clarity to the goal, to the end result, to what you're working to accomplish. And you're oh, they all disappeared on me here. You've affirmed your purpose. You know why you exist. You know what you're moving towards. Clarity helps you to affirm that. And then it helps you to determine what your priorities need to be. I did a call today on my way into the office, and I was talking about moving from motivation to habit. And here's the reality with clarity. This is what clarity does for us. Clarity helps us to clearly identify where we're moving, why we want to get there, and what we need to do to make that become a reality. And what happens most of the time is we get really motivated. And when we get really motivated, we start moving, yet we don't know what we're moving towards because our dream is not in focus. And if you want to accomplish your dream, you can only do it when you see it clearly. And you've got to define it before you can pursue it. And like I shared earlier, most people don't do that. Well, motivation gets you going and habit keeps you going. So you've got to develop the necessary habits. When you gain clarity to your dream, a clear dream makes a general idea very specific. When I ask people to describe their dream, many of them stumble, they start to stutter, they try to put into words this vague notion that they've nurtured but never defined a dream. And a dream that isn't clear is not going to get you anywhere. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to experience? What do you want to contribute to? Who do you want to become? So in other words, what does success look like to you? Take a minute. I'd love to hear that. I'd love you to share that. Someone just said they want to have 20 closings by December 31st, averaging $200,000 per sale. I think that's a fantastic goal. Why do you want to do that? Why is that important to you? What will that help you to accomplish? What do you want to really experience? I had a consulting session with two great agents this past week, and in consulting with them, they said it's really not about the money, it's about the experiences. It's what the money will allow us to do, the experiences we want to have happen in our world. When you gain clarity to your dream, it takes this general idea and it makes it very specific. So I want to sell a lot of houses. Well, when you have clarity to it, I want to sell 100 homes a year and earn $400,000 in gross commission income because it's going to allow me to support this ministry, and it's going to allow me to take my family on this vacation, which will allow them to experience this. It's what do you want to really accomplish? What do you want to experience? What do you want to contribute to? Who do you want to become? So have a clear vision of what success looks like to you. What does it really look like? It sounds really overly simple when you listen to it, but a primary reason that most people don't get what they want is that they don't know what they want. They haven't defined their dream in a clear and compelling way or manner. It's Ben Stein said the indispensable first step to getting things you want out of life is to decide what you want. You have to decide what you want. Mark Twain says, I can help anybody get anything they want out of life. The only problem is I can't find anyone who knows what they want. What do you want out of life? What does success really look like to you? So here's some examples. A general idea, I want to lose weight. A specific goal would be I'll weigh 185 pounds by June 1st. A general idea, I want to get out of debt. A specific goal, I will pay off all my credit card balances by December 31st. Here's a general idea, I'd like to learn a language. A specific goal says I will study Chinese 1 hour a day this year. A general idea says I need to improve my leadership. A specific one says I'll read one leadership book every single month. So I want you to take some of your ideas that are general ideas on success, on leadership, on personal growth, on business success. And then what I want you to do is translate those into specific goals. The second step to bringing clarity into your dreams is that a clear dream doesn't become clear without effort. A clear dream doesn't become clear without effort. It doesn't take much effort to let your mind drift and dream, but it takes great effort to set your mind to the task of developing a clear and compelling dream. Think back to the story of Nelson Publishers, when it took effort for Mike Hyatt to sit down and gain clarity to what he really wanted to accomplish. So maybe you need to take a little retreat, a little weekend getaway where you just sit down and really gain clarity to what you want out of life and out of business. Here are some questions that I'll give to you. This is in your workbook. What am I feeling? What are my emotions telling me? What am I sensing? What is my intuition telling me? What am I hearing? What are others saying? What am I thinking? What do my intellect and common sense say? So if you can get a good sense of where you are, what you know, what you want, then you're on your way to clarifying your dream. And you have a few tools to help you. You have resources, you have experiences, and you have people. People have already gone where you want to go, and you can model what they've done and expect to get similar results. The third question to clarify your dream, or the third step, is a clear dream affirms your purpose. So if you've answered the ownership question and you know that the dream is really your dream, now you're working to clarify your dream should reinforce the work that you've already done. So you're bringing your dream into focus, and it should confirm the sense that you're going in the right direction, and it should also strengthen your purpose. So anytime you clarify your dream, what you discover is the more clearly you see your dream, the more clearly you're able to see your purpose. Because a person's dream and a purpose, I believe, are intertwined. God designs us to want to do what we're most capable of doing. So our purpose and our dream are intertwined. Just keep that in mind. In your effort to clarify your dream, the more clearly that you see your dream, the more clearly you're able to see your purpose. And when your dream and your purpose are aligned, you know it. The fourth step to clarifying your dream is to understand that a clear dream also determines your priorities. When you have a clear dream, you know what you need to do. You know what's most important. Back to that statement I shared earlier today, most of the time we do the things that we don't want to do, and we don't do the things that we know we need to do. So it's really, really important for you to gain clarity of the vision, because that's going to create clarity of the priorities. Only a clear picture of who you are and where you want to go can help you prioritize what you need to do. We all make choices every day. The question is, are we making choices that are bringing us closer to our dream or taking us further away from it? Clarity of the vision creates a clarity of priorities. And then finally, a clear dream gives direction and motivation to the team. If you're a part of an organization that has goals or vision, you've got to work with other people in order to accomplish them. And when you have a clear dream, it's going to give direction to everyone. Lack of clarity will hinder initiative, inhibit persistence. It'll undermine follow through. Followers don't give their best to something that they don't understand. People don't stay on course for something that they cannot see. Nobody becomes motivated by something he kind of sort of believes in. So it's important for you to bring clarity there, because when you bring clarity to the picture, it gives direction and motivation to everyone else in the organization. So the question today is, can you answer yes to the clarity question? Do I clearly see my dream? And if you cannot clearly see your dream, then it's important to make sure to answer the questions that I shared earlier, and make sure that your dream and your purpose are aligned. Again, please download the workbook for this session. I would go back and listen to the replay of this webinar and reflect on the questions. How clear was the vision of your dream? there are some questions in the workbook that I would like for you to work through this week. So if you haven't downloaded the workbook and you hopped on the call late, in the box underneath the PowerPoint, you'll see a free gift, and it says click here to download the workbook, and it's going to take you right to my OneDrive where you can simply download the workbook. Read through the questions, go back through the webinar, fill in some of the blanks in your workbook, and from there that will help you to gain clarity. A coach helps you gain clarity to your dream as well. Before I hop off the webinar, I do want to share one more thing, and it should hop on your screen right now. We have a great class coming up this Wednesday, helping you to gain clarity to not only your dream, but helping you gain clarity to becoming a stronger, better communicator with people. The class is $47. It covers your workbook, and you're going to get a DISC assessment. It's not as detailed as the actual DISC assessment that you can pay for separately, which there'll be an add-on if you'd like to add on a DISC assessment, but it will give you a DISC assessment enough to take the class and understand how to read graphs and interpret other people's profiles. It's going to give you an opportunity to understand human behavior. It's going to give you an opportunity to not only understand human behavior, but how to interact with other people at a really high level. So it's probably one of the best classes that I've ever facilitated. You will enjoy it. It will help you drastically to earn more money in 2016, and also help you move closer towards your dream, because when you can communicate better with people, it allows you to resolve conflict faster, build trust faster, build rapport with people faster, speak their language, and just build stronger, better, more powerful relationships, which in turn helps bring the people that you need into your dream, which is one of the sessions. Our next week, we'll talk about reality. And that question says, am I depending on factors within my control to achieve my dream? Then we have the passion question, which says, does my dream compel me to follow it? The pathway question says, do I have a strategy to reach my dream? And then you have the people question. Have I included the people I need to realize my dream? Understanding human behavior will help you, when you're able to master that, help you in that specific question when it comes to putting the right people in the right place on the right bus to help you achieve your dream. And then the seventh question says, or the next question says, am I willing to pay the price for my dream? Then you have the tenacity question. Am I moving closer towards my dream? And then the fulfillment question says, does working towards my dream bring satisfaction? And then finally, is the significance question. Does my dream benefit others? Am I taking others with me? Am I leaving a legacy? So I hope you join us for the next 8 weeks as we finish out the Put Your Dream to the Test Mastermind. Love to hear your thoughts on this week's as well. So thank you so much for joining us this week. Make sure to download the workbook, go back through and finish out, fill in any of the blanks, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you for joining us today. Have an awesome day.